the cross. They score! They score!
Welcome to God's Playbook with your host, Father Rico Passero.
Lock is a 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Touchdown!
Let's play ball.
Friends, welcome back to God's Playbook. Today we finish our mini-series on Reduce, Reuse, Recycle, building on some of the powerful impacts of the late Pope Francis in his papal encyclical Laudato Si, which again I encourage us all to read. Today we talk about recycling. I'm amazed, having traveled globally, how few countries really promote recycling. In Canada, again, recycling is a very big part of our culture. And I'm amazed how even in the United States, so infrequent did I find recycling bins. And how when I studied in the States for 5 years at the seminary, I was a big advocate for bringing recycling bins throughout the campus, which, by the way, I was successful on. Recycling is so important. Recycling allows our environment to be greatly affected by our choices. I'm shocked at how few people know that many things that are going to be discarded need not end up in a garbage or waste basket, but rather can be recycled and thrown in the blue bin rather than the garbage can. Recycling things allows us to once again care for the environment, to ensure that items are not found in landfills that can be reused and made into other products. A focus on recycling also helps us when we are purchasing items. Are we more open to buy supplies and goods that are made from recycled materials, forcing manufacturers to seek ways to use recycled goods in their overall manufacturing processes? It's important for us to tell companies what we value by how we spend and what we spend our money on. If I continue to purchase things that are bad for the environment, then I'm saying to consumers like myself and to manufacturing companies that it's not important. But when I make purchases that are environmentally friendly, that focus on enhanced recycling plans and processes, then it allows us, friends, to actually live good stewardship. When we see people throwing things out without scolding them that can be recycled instead, why not offer teaching to show that indeed these items can go and belong in the blue bin or perhaps even in the compost bin instead of throwing out our food? When we place them in the green bin for composting, this is a form of recycling as well, so that our soils continue to receive the nourishments that they need. Though spoiled food can upset our stomachs and make us sick, they do wonders when composted instead of thrown in the garbage. Those of you who have young people, teachers, parents, godparents, grandparents, are we teaching our young people to recycle? When our young people grow up and they're not recycling, in our workplaces, amongst our social circles, are we willing to take even a few extra steps beyond the garbage can to drop it in the recycling bin instead of the convenience of just throwing everything out? Again, I'm not promoting that we all become hoarders. Things should be discarded. But where that we place them has an effect on the environment for years to come. Affects our clean air, affects our oceans, our lakes, our rivers. What are we doing to ensure that we are recycling items? Think about the use of batteries. Rather than just buying disposable batteries, what about buying batteries that can be recharged? This is also a form of recycling. And when we dispose of batteries, that we don't just throw them in the trash can, that we dispose of them properly. Recycling plastics, paper, cardboard, anything that can be recycled. We need to spend the time to ask ourselves, why am I not throwing that in the recycling bin? Is this a form of laziness? Well, we know that laziness is not of God. When I'm on a road trip, I'll make sure that I bring a bag along with me so that any recyclable items, until I find a recycling bin, are not just thrown in the garbage. This attentiveness to paying attention to what can be recycled is so important. And it is a responsibility for everyone to participate in. The only way the world will be more reduce, reuse, recycled focused is starting with us as individuals, promoted by us as families, and then lived by everyone. Truly, God has blessed us with a beautiful place we call home, Earth. Mother Earth continues in very natural ways to provide resources for her children. May we seek to please God and glorify Him in thanksgiving by the way we reduce, we reuse, and when we recycle, so that living the gospel message and the overall theme of Laudato Si, each of us may live and do our part to preserving our environment, not just for ourselves, for our children and grandchildren, but for our brothers and sisters across the world and those who will call this place home thousands of years from now. Indeed, each of us can make a difference. What difference are you willing to make? Today, let's focus on a methodology of recycling, that it affects our minds, and then put those ideas to action. Also committing ourselves to teaching others how we can recycle more. Indeed, God has blessed us and given us so much. May we be faithful stewards of the earth and commit ourselves to reduce, reuse, and recycle. For God's Playbook friends, I'm Father Rico. God loves you, and so do I.
If you like what you hear, please consider supporting us using any of our affiliate links in the description below via Buzzsprout, Ko-Fi, or GoFundMe. Thanks, and God bless.